It happened late Monday afternoon on a bus carrying students home from the Prince George's County Alternative Middle School. A 14-year-old boy, attacked by three others, rushed aboard at a stop. The attack happening here.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Let's get right into today's clip that I found from a news segment where this occurred in Maryland, where three teenagers, I'm gonna call them thugs, who basically went on a school bus and tried to assassinate one of their classmates. I'm not sure if they go to the same school or not, but they're in the same age group. They went on the bus, three of them, tried to shoot this kid, and the gun jammed. They pulled the trigger 3 times, and there are other reports saying that they even was aiming at his head, and the gun jammed. And when the gun jammed, they proceeded to pistol whip him and beat him up in the school bus. And it got so bad to a point where kids following the next day had to basically be escorted by security in fear for their lives. And even some of the adults, administrators, bus drivers are even scared to go to their jobs to a point where they have taken a leave of absence. So let's watch this news segment together, and then we'll talk about it at the end.
Along Iverson Street, the bus pulling up, stopping. One girl gets off, but the three others jump on the bus and immediately pull out that gun.
This was an attempted murder. Plain and simple. Let's call it what it is.
Martin Diggs, head of the bus drivers union, describes a ruthless attack.
Pulled the trigger 3 times, but for some reason, by the grace of God, the gun didn't go off, and bullets flew out of the gun.
Multiple sources confirming the bus's onboard video system recording the whole thing. A point-blank attempt to shoot the middle schooler in the head, and when the gun didn't fire after 3 tries, a physical beating before the attackers ran off.
We are outraged as a district, horrified that this incident did occur.
Oscar Coleman is Associate Superintendent of Prince George's Schools.
Our priority remains providing a safe and orderly environment for our students, that is during school and also to and from school.
The head of the drivers union wants more security and says the driver and aide thought they were going to be killed.
They're terrified. The one driver doesn't want to come back to work. They're terrified. They don't even want to come out of the house.
Georges County Police have released photos of 3 very young suspects who they say forced their way right into a school bus Monday to try and kill a middle schooler.
That gun jammed, though, police said, and then the boys ran. So tonight there's a lookout for those boys and a whole lot of fear. Scott Broom is in Oxon Hill, where this happened on Monday, to tell us more. Scott?
Well, a measure of the anxiety tonight behind us here. We have Prince George's County Police at this intersection here to protect kids as they get off school buses late this afternoon. The incident we're talking about happened Monday as a school bus pulled up here at Sutler Drive and Iverson Street, and that's when these 3 kids pushed their way on board with a pistol in hand. Tonight, Prince George's County Police here to protect kids as they get off the bus, as pictures of 3 juveniles were released by authorities. The boys boarding that school bus Monday and pushing past the bus driver and an aide on board. One juvenile carrying a semi-automatic pistol. According to police, the gunman put the gun to the chest of a middle schooler and repeatedly tried to shoot, but the gun was jammed. So the gunman used it to beat the victim, who survived with cuts and bruises. Police say the attackers then ran. This grandmother of middle schoolers said she lives in the neighborhood.
I'm just not understanding how these kids getting guns and stuff.
Do you fear for these children?
I fear for the kids and us as well. Because what if a adult would have stepped in and tried to stop it and the gun didn't jam?
Both the bus driver and the aide on board during the incident are so terrorized they've taken leave, according to fellow driver Martin Diggs, who's president of the union local representing drivers.
But they're afraid to come out of the house because the suspects that got on the bus, their faces were covered. So they don't know who these people are. This particular issue that happened on the school bus is one incident of many incidents.
Diggs said school employees are constantly threatened with injury because of an epidemic of fighting on buses and in schools. Diggs said the student who was targeted attended the non-traditional middle school program at Edgar Allan Poe School in Suitland. Diggs noted the school system has cameras in the majority of its bus fleet.
The boy's mother spoke with us. She says her son was beaten and pistol whipped, and she's angry.
they tried to kill my son 3 times and they failed. And you know what I would say to them? You are cowards. You're going to forever be a coward. You're not going to have any good luck. And you will get caught.
Prince George's County Public Schools said in a statement that they're horrified by the incident, grateful no lives were lost, adding the highest priority is keeping students, staff, and families safe on school grounds and classrooms and school buses. They also say they'll continue working with law enforcement partners during the investigation to ensure safety for all members of the Prince George's County Public School community. Now, we understand that there may be video of the incident from the school bus camera. And coming up at 7, a school bus driver tells us his colleagues are terrified.
Yeah, there you have it. There you have it. Now, why do I make videos like this? Well, because we already know that the mainstream media is not going to cover stories like this because it doesn't fit the narrative. And I'm sick and tired of seeing stories like this happening, but nobody's speaking up about it unless they can make money off of it. And it's truly sad. And, you know, they keep saying Black Lives Matter, Black Lives Matter. But when does it matter? When does it matter? See, it's only when it's convenient for them and their agenda and their narrative. See, they will march and protest and cry, you know, situations where a white dude killed a black kid. But when it's black kids being killed by other black kids, everybody is silent. Everybody is quiet. And the stats prove that you are in more danger of being killed and attacked by a black individual as a black man than you are by the police or any white individual. And that's a fact. That is a fact. And it's really sad to see kids having to grow up in fear for their lives. Imagine that was your child. Or reverse the role. Imagine if that was a 3 white kids that jumped on the bus and tried to assassinate a black child. The news would have picked up on this and it would have been plastered all over the world. All over. 3 racist white kids jump on a bus, try to assassinate a black kid. They were, indoctrinated. They were, they're going to investigate their parents and find out if their parents were MAGA and say their parents were MAGA, gun-toting, Bible-thumping, all the ways to demonize. All the ways to demonize. But when it's black on black, everybody's quiet. It's really tragic. We need to start locking these kids up and locking their parents up. They are no good to society. Parents are probably degenerates and so are the kids. I don't want my kid growing up in a neighborhood like that. And most people are going to say, well, it's white supremacy fault. How? Where? When? Where was the white person that's involved in this? I truly do not get it. I truly do not get it. You'll never see people like Sean King talk about this. You will never see people like, what's Mark Lamont? They're always race hustling, always talking about ways to divide us. But when it's things like this happening, they're 100% silent. So I think this is very, very tragic. I'm so glad the kid is alive. That would have been the craziest story if he had been killed. It's crazy as it is, but imagine if the gun actually went off and they actually assassinated him. This was an assassination attempt. It's really, really crazy how we're really crumbling into a dystopian type society when they're glorifying criminals and making excuses for criminals. I can't wait to see how AOC will justify something like this. But hey, she's not going to speak about it. Of course we know she's not going to speak about it. But they'll take stories like Banco Brown, who was committing a robbery and gets shot by a security guard. They'll go out there and protest and march. You got somebody like Jordan Neely, who was almost on the verge of attacking passengers on a train. People stop it before it happens because, police are handicapped in New York. And you got a bunch of vigilantes that's having to protect themselves and citizens around them. they'll go march and protest about that. And they'll point out the white man that was pulling them down, but they ignore everybody else that was helping. They'll ignore everybody else that wasn't white, that was helping subdue the man. It's really crazy. It's really crazy. It's a bunch of hypocrisy. Democrats are using stuff like this to divide people, and they won't point out the true problems in society, which is degeneracy. But anyway, let me know what you guys think. Comment down below. Let's talk about it in the comment section. Make sure you hit the like button down below. If this is your first time on the channel, consider hitting the subscribe button for more content. See you on the next one. Peace.